Dr. Lori, what do you think? Maybe a 1950s martini with this thing?
I like it.
Okay, me too. What are you going to make?
How about, me?
With the rolling pin.
Brownies.
Brownies. I
Even
love
though you
that.
don't roll brownies, I love brownies.
You know what?
Brownies.
You'll want to roll around after a couple of brownies. We're going to be talking kitchen collectibles, and there's some really neat ones. That's coming up. Value This with Dr. Lori. Value This with Dr. Lori.
And
Hello.
Carol Erickson.
How are you?
Just love you.
You too. You know, Dr. Lori, a couple weeks ago, I was asking about this piece of furniture, and you made me wait.
I made you wait.
You did.
Patience is a virtue, Carol.
It is. Tell me about this great, I guess it's an icebox with these great handles.
You know, my mother, it's 1975, and she's still calling it the icebox, right? Not the refrigerator.
Yes.
Because it was an icebox. The idea was you get a big piece of ice with the tongs, and you put it in, right? And then here are the insulation areas, right? To make it insulated, everything would stay cold until, of course, the ice melts, and then you've got another hunk of ice. So icebox is a couple things you want to look for. Original shelving, usually metal, very rare, hard to get. And then the other thing is, what do you think of the hardware?
I love this hardware.
The hardware is fabulous.
It is, and it's
really
all
beautiful.
of it matches.
Yes, all of it matches. Really terrific. Remember, you want to look for the original screws as well. They've got the nice panel pieces. Value on this probably somewhere around $500. They used to be about $1,000.
Okay.
But now they've come to the market and they've traded a lot, so a little bit lower than what it was maybe 5 years ago.
Do they get more valuable later?
They could, but not really by much. Maybe $50 here, $50 there, depending on really good condition. Pretty terrific, and they go great with sort of the idea of the farm kitchen, right?
If you paint it, have you ruined the value?
Yes, stop painting.
Okay.
Stop painting things.
Okay.
Yeah, no painting.
I can't.
But see, and speaking of the farm, you know, you want to see these nice, great milk jugs. These particular pieces, which are really kind of fantastic, that you would see. And they usually have a local name of a local dairy on them. This one from Philadelphia, and actually the area where it's from is usually on them too. They are more valuable depending on locale.
Okay.
So in New Haven, Connecticut, the Philadelphia one is worth less than the one from New Haven.
Okay. All right. Value generally
about $50 for
That's
that
it?
one. Yes. And you could even use it. You can.
You know what? It's like a chair. I love it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit too long. Let's go. I want to show over here.
We've got some more to show you.
Okay, we've walked across the room, and now we're over at this really beautiful piece of furniture that's kitchen-y as well.
Yeah, so this is a Hoosier cabinet. You know, the Hoosiers from Indiana, right? So a Hoosier cabinet named for, again, its origin. And it's got a couple of things that most cabinets don't have. So, for example, your flour sifter. Your sugar, right? And then, of course, this Lazy Susan, so you can have some jars of your spices and such. That's really relatively unusual for us to have all these pieces in a Hoosier cabinet. Enamel has to be in good condition for good value. And this one isn't the original cutting board, but this particular cutting board, this piece would have had a cutting board too. It does have its original hardware, and it has paint that has been changed over the years, but still a nice color in keeping with sort of the kitchen motif.
I love this thing. What is the value of a Hoosier cabinet?
A good Hoosier cabinet like this is probably about $800.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you can get them for $400, you can get them for $2,000, but this one in its condition and its age about that, and it dates to about the 1930s. So this is, you know, you're in our home and we're baking and such, and we need lots of things. We need rolling pins, right? We need pieces like this. A lot of people collect the tins. You know, whether it's coffee, whether it's tea, whatever it might be, the tins are very valuable. And they're usually between about $10 and $15 per tin for a tin that's dates prior to 1950. A little investment, a little return.
But
right?
you get a cute look in your kitchen.
You get a cute look in your kitchen, similar to these. Now, this is where you're talking about a little bit more money. If you're talking about these particular types of things, let's hold that on to. Or this one. What is that thing?
What is that? Who knows?
Okay. You're gonna no, not for your hair.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is kitchen.
Oh.
So okay, right. So we're gonna mash with that hand masher, and then this is
A melon ball, because I asked you before because I had no idea what that was. Okay.
And then, of course, then you have the rolling pin. Now, a couple of things that you'll notice are the same on all three of these, which help us to date them. These particular pieces date to the 1930s, 40s. You see them in red or you see them in green, but those are the main colors you're going to see them, and people would match. So it matches our green.
Okay, and the color goes with the economic times.
Usually the color goes with the economic times. What does that mean? We will have bright colors in a time when we have good economic times. When we have a time of recession or depression, we have muted colors.
Okay, value of the rolling pin from the 30s. And
about $75 for the rolling pin from the 30s, and you're talking $15 and $15 on these.
Okay.
Have to be in good condition.
All right, this is bright. It's red.
It's from the 1950s. It's an ice-o-matic. Ta-da! So you can make your ice, and you can have your shaved ice for snow cones, or you know, I don't know, 1950s cocktails, martinis, whatever it might be. I don't know. So that's what you're looking at. But these nice bright colors, they also would make reamers to squeeze your fresh squeezed juice. Value on this about $75. So you're starting to add up with these old collectibles for the kitchen. And then there's this piece.
Well, this piece is, I mean, it's. I know what it is now. It's a toaster, but
it's a toaster.
How did it even work?
Okay, so basically, what would happen is you would do this, and you would do this, and your toast would go in here, and then boop, and then it would heat up, and then you'd take it out, and then you'd put it in something like this.
Okay, and then this would just sit on a stove.
That would sit on a stove, exactly, and then the heat would come up.
Okay,
so that's what you're looking at there. Now, which masher is going to be worth more? They both mash. Which is which? Which is worth more? Color is always worth more.
Oh.
Get the color, right? If you've got a chance, you're buying that red sofa, not the beige one, right?
Okay, all right. Cookie cutters.
$3 to $10 for one. The cookie cutters are among some of the most overlooked. People collect them. They look for certain shapes. That one's rare because it's a duck.
Okay. So just made of anything.
Usually it can be made of different types of metals, but a base metal typically. The shapes are important, and it's got to be in good condition.
Okay.
But they're expensive. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Super. Well, something to look for next time you go raid Grandma's closet or something.
What are we making? Brownies?
Oh,
come on, brownies.
If you make them, I'll eat them. All right, Dr. Lori, thank you so much. So collect in your kitchen and collect maybe a little money as well. All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time on Value This with Dr. Lori.